Well, hi everybody, welcome to my latest video. Well, in this one I'm going to install the final piece into my backup editing rig, which is also my primary streaming rig. And the piece that I was missing, which sort of affected me on my inaugural stream a few days back, was to have a built-in video capture card. In particular, I went out and got the same one I had down below, but it was actually paid for by my children, who actually bought this as a birthday present for me just last month. So it's a elgato 4K60, which means that it can record and transfer at 4K resolution and 60 FPS. It actually transfers at much higher than that. If you read the box carefully, it'll transfer between it and an external device at 240 Hertz. So that's faster, but if it's going to record, which is right into the PC, it'll do it at 60 frames per second. So what I'll do is I'll do a box opening of this real quick, and then I'll install it on that PC, and then I'll go ahead and install the software and we'll do a quick test of it, okay? Okay, here it is. They have a lot of the details on the back of it in terms of the specifications and other things you need to know about it. And that's about it. Pretty straightforward. Let me open this guy up. That's fancy. What do we have in here? We have, looks like if you're going to a low profile. So I assume that it has installed on it a regular size PCIe adapter. So this would be if you're going to low profile, right? And they give you this little medallion or something here. Yeah, it's like a medallion or sticker. It's a case sticker. So I'll go ahead and probably put that on that case in the back. And then it's got the actual Elgato with the full-size PCIe card. Looks like we have some instructions in here. That may just be warranty stuff. So yeah, it's just warranty stuff. And then looks like they give you HDMI cable. Let me see how long that is. See, it looks like about 5 feet. Yeah, 5 to 6 feet long. And it's anti-static bag here. And then here you go. It's got a nice cover to it. Looks the same as the one that I got. You can actually see Elgato. And over here on this side, it's got only 2 connectors. It's got the in and the out. So it has a pass-through. So what's coming in, the HDMI coming in, these are both HDMI, standard HDMI cables. What's coming in here, you can then get output here, so it passes it through. If you're going to record, you really only need the in. But you got to be careful with that because sometimes you can't identify what the speed is. Let me go ahead and put this card in. Okay, what I decided to do, I'm not going to disconnect it. I did make sure that the power is off, so the power supply is turned off. And there's really only one place it can go, the ×8 slot that's just underneath the video card. It's really the only place that it'll actually fit. So I'll have to put that one in there and see what happens with that. So it looks like I have to take off this PCI cover here. Let's see, is it loosened up? Yeah, it's already loosened up. And I have the Elgato right here, and I'll just stick it right into that slot. It has to go into a slot that is at least ×4, which means it would have 4 PCI lanes going to it. So it has to go into a slot like that in order for it to work. So that's in. Let me make sure it's nice and seated, and then I'll put the screw back on. Using a screwdriver to make sure it's nice and tight, so that we don't have it just flopping in the wind. And that's it. And it should get plenty of cooling. It'll get the fans from the GPU actually blowing on it. Okay, let's go ahead and get the software from Elgato and then install it. So we have to go to the Elgato website. Okay, and let's pick downloads. I have to select the product, which is under Capture 4K60 Pro, Windows. That's it. And let's just download it. Looks like this is the download button right here. It's version 1.7.4, which I think is a newer version than I have downstairs, but I'll check that later. And right now, you see here, it has downloaded it. So let me go to where it downloaded and do an install. I already had put it on my NAS, so I see the 4K60 here. And it is a newer version than what I have downstairs. I have a 1.7.2 downstairs, and here I have the 1.7.4. Double click on the new one, preparing to install. Now it's in the wizard. And then we do a finish. You can see the icon has been installed right over here, 4K. That's the icon that it uses, 4K. So let me run that next. What I'm going to be using is my old camcorder, which has an HDMI output. I'm going to hook that up to the Elgato so we can at least see something on the screen. Okay, let's see what happens if we run the 4K utility. Thumbs up. The camera is on. Oh, there we go. Looks like it took a little bit to synchronize there, but it is working. It is seeing it. Well, let me show you some quick things to take a look at. First of all, make sure that in this case the mic is off and the speaker is off from the computer. That's what that little icon down on the right is. It does hear sound from the computer, but I basically have it disabled. Same thing for the mic. I don't want this guy having the mic because I have my screen capture using the mic right now, so I don't want to have a conflict between two different microphones. Let me show you what happens here if I click on this little flower up here. These are all the different types of settings you have. Let's go to General first. It defaulted to what the camera is, 1080p 60. And there's some options here, but I'm not going to spend the time. I would take the default on this anyway. The device, there's only one device. You have some options here as well. For now, take the default. They seem to work fine. I've rarely had to even consider changing them. You can, if you want to adjust the picture, brightness, contrast, color saturation, and the hue of the color. In recording, this you may want to change because that is where you want the capture location to be at. If you take screenshots during it, which is one of the options, you can pick a different directory. You can also enable HDR recording or not. It has only one graphics card in it. It sees that my NVIDIA RTX 3080. So it looks like it's all good. You can change the bit rate that it captures on. This is more than enough for this particular purpose. And then you have the mic. You can actually see how the mic is actually picking up, and it's using my Samsung mic, so it's a good thing I have the mic turned off right now. It grabbed onto the same microphone that my screen capture did. So be careful about that with dual mics. Okay, so I pretty much leave this one alone for purposes of this exercise. Let's see if we can actually capture something. You click on this little section. Oh, before you do that, this is important. If you click on this little information thing in the lower left, that's where you can change the name of the directory structure that gets created where your videos are stored. You can also pick tags here. This is the default. This is the first time I'm running this, so this is the way what it defaulted to. I can add new tags or whatever. And if you need to, use that type of thing, it is available to you. I will cancel this out though. I'm going to leave it by the defaults for now. And I'm going to go ahead and click this little button. It's been running for 3 minutes. But it's not recording until I click on this little dark red button. It then turns light red. So now the thing is actually recording from the input, which in this case is the camera. So if I come around like this, I can actually see myself, and I can actually record. And I'll try playing this back separately in this video at the end. And you can see how it comes out. It's actually capturing from the camera itself through the Elgato 4K. Okay. So let me stop this recording. I did 36 seconds. And that's the quick demo of it. And I'll go and check to see how this video turned out and attach it onto the end of this little clip. Button, it then turns light red. So now the thing is actually recording from the input, which in this case is the camera. So if I come around like this, I can actually see myself and I can actually record. And I'll try playing this back separately in this video at the end. And you can see how it comes out. It's actually capturing from the camera itself through the Elgato 4K. Okay. So let me stop this recording. Well, that concludes this video covering my box opening and installation of the Elgato 4K60 into my streaming computer. And it's also my backup editing rig. Comes in very handy, and it will make the future streams actually work much better too. I thought I could live without it for that, but I found out that, I really do need that. So now it's in, and I've shown how it is used and that it configures okay and it works fine. So hopefully you got something out of this video, and if you did, you would at least consider subscribing to my channel. That way you can see future videos like this where I install something new and see how it all works. So until next time, take care. Stay safe, and during these days as well, in particular, stay healthy.